Hi, this is Kat McDivitt, and today what I'd really like to share with you is some key elements of how to get people to do what you want them to do in an unconscious way. This is the first in a series where we're going to be talking about indirect suggestion. So if I were to ask you in a direct way, Richard, will you come to the meeting today? Your mind is going to take that and spin it around and go, well, do I want to come to the meeting or not? And you're going to be thinking about it. And that's important at times. And there are times when we want to be able to just slip by that. Like the army slipped into Troy with the Trojan horse, to go past all of the armament of the conscious mind and slip straight into the unconscious mind. How do you do that? That's what I'm going to talk about now. One key element of that is tonality. Another key element is actually the language patterns that we use. So let's talk about tonality first. Well, let's talk about language patterns first. Let's say that I want you to come to the meeting. I might say, Richard, when you come to the meeting today, will you please bring something? So that's assuming that he's going to come to the meeting. And that pattern by itself is very powerful. Because now he's thinking about what he might bring, not whether or not he's going to come to the meeting. But what makes it even more powerful is when we bring in tonality, or some way to break the state and make it clear. So the original way I said it was, Richard, when you come to the meeting today, will you bring that laptop? But if I said, Richard, when you come to the meeting today, will you bring that laptop? Now that might sound really odd and very abrupt to you, but you'll be surprised when you practice this how far you can go and still not have people suspect that you're doing something, you're talking to their unconscious. So again, it's a clear break. It's, Richard, when you come to the meeting this afternoon, and you don't have to have the pause, but it's a clear shift in tonality. So, Richard, when you come to the meeting this afternoon, or you can go, Richard, when you come to the meeting this afternoon, something that your unconscious mind is going to know is a shift. So, and you can also do it with slowness and quickness, although that's probably not as good. Or you can do it with a hand gesture. You say, Richard, when you come to the meeting this afternoon. Now you can combine those things in ways that are natural for you, and we're going to be going through a number of different, very interesting language patterns. But to start with, I really wanted to show you and discuss with you tonality. Now there are three different major tones. There's the question tone. Richard, will you come to the meeting? That's the question tone. Then there's the flat tone, which is sort of an assumption. Richard, will you come to the meeting? And there's no inflection in that at all. And then there's a command tone which goes down at the end. Richard, will you come to the meeting? Which is, again, more of a command tone. Now, when you put these together, you get, Richard, when you come to the meeting this afternoon, will you bring that laptop? Now, that is going to be a very powerful utterance. So what I'd like you to do, just to practice this, is go out and find some simple sentences, some simple things that you want to try this out with, just so that you can get used to how it works. So the pattern is first, just try the when. Person X, Richard, when you, and then say your command, decide to do the dishes, and then put the rest, or Richard, after you decide to do the dishes, I'd love to watch a movie. So there's that, you can use that pattern, and we're going to be going into a whole lot more linguistic patterns. But also practice the tonality. So Richard, when you decide to go watch a movie, or Richard, when you decide to help me out with my homework, again going down in the inflection, I'll be really excited. Try that out. Put a message on my on my YouTube channel. Tell me how it's working for you. And then we'll continue on with more exciting adventures in the world of linguistic patterns and subconscious communication.